I've always dreamed of living in a place surrounded by nature. Growing up in the city was always so stressful and anxiety-inducing. I was always struggling to keep busy and to achieve more. To relieve my stress, I'd always escape to Studio Ghibli movies or fantasy video games, wishing that I could actually live that simple life. I'd picture living in an idyllic small town where life moves a little bit slower. That's why in this video, I'm going to show you the cabin in the woods that I recently moved to in Prescott, Arizona. All of this is mine. Let me walk you around our property and I'll talk about our house. You walk up here. I'm thinking of adding some brick. Right now it's gravel. Most people have gravel, sometimes just dirt, which isn't great. It can get muddy during monsoon season. I want a more cottage core vibe, so I'm thinking of adding a brick driveway through the seasons. You're gonna watch me dig holes in the ground and then put brick in it. And it's our house. All of this is mine. Technically, all of that behind you is also our land. I was thinking of maybe building a large shed out here, maybe a woodworking workshop. I'm definitely planning on adding some kind of fence to fence in our entire property, because right now it doesn't have a fence and you don't realize how much property we actually have, because this is more than enough for me to start learning how to garden. This is technically our front porch area. This is our front door that we don't use. I guess this is technically our front yard. I want to turn this into a really aesthetic garden front yard area where you can chill and hang out. This is the property line. All of this is mine. And this is mine. Oh my god. Quite the hike. I guess technically this is all our backyard. I kind of like the very woodsy vibe of it. I want to create a little patio area that we can chill and hang out, but I also want to make like some walkways that you can enjoy all the vegetation, and definitely build some raised garden beds out here. I also really want a pond. I know it's kind of ridiculous in a desert like Arizona, but I want a pond with fish in it, and I want a waterfall, and I want to dig the hole myself. I know that's a huge undertaking, but it will be done. This is also mine. Holy moly. I'm not exactly sure where our property ends anymore. It looks like the previous owners at one point trying to build some sort of fire pit out here. I would also really like a fire pit. I am not actually sure if it's allowed. It's a huge fire hazard in this area because it can get really dry and brushy. One of the biggest reasons why we wanted to move out here was because you do get so much land. We wanted privacy. And one of the biggest reasons why we didn't really like Phoenix was because you're pretty much right up next to your neighbors. Our neighbors over there, they can't hear a thing right now. This is something you really don't get in LA unless you are a multimillionaire producer or celebrity. So let me show you inside. This is our carport. It is perfect for one car. And I was thinking about turning it into a garage. We have a shed over here. It's not very big. Enough to put some tools and store certain things. We typically enter through this door to get to the kitchen. So this is our kitchen. This house was built in 1969, so it's literally a mid-century modern house. It's one of the reasons why we really like this house, the fact that it's mid-century modern. It just has so much more character. I initially wanted to keep all the cabinetry because all these hardware pieces are really cool looking, but it's missing some. When you open the cabinets, it's just really dated. I'm going to tear out all the cabinetry and make custom cabinets. And I want to keep that mid-century modern vibe, but just update it. One really cool feature is this indoor grill. I also don't think it's very practical in a home, so we might get rid of all of this. I wish it worked though. If it did, I probably would use it, but it takes up a lot of space. I'd rather have more counter space. I like these beams, but I don't think they're real. I think they're aesthetic because they don't go all the way across the house. And this is a two-way fireplace. As a Californian, I never use the fireplace because it never gets cold enough. But since it snows here, I'm really excited to use this. I think it's really cozy to be able to have a fire going while you're cooking food, but it doesn't work. They said they can retrofit it with up-to-date fireplace. We definitely want to get it up and running for the winter time. And maybe for the podcast, we'll be able to like do the Christmas thing, light a fire, and you guys can listen to us talk. What's really cool about this house, because it's a mid-century modern house, all the closet doors are these really ceiling length doors, which actually makes the rooms feel much taller than they actually are. I've never seen doors like this. And if you look at the floors are this really cheap laminate that I really don't like. I don't even really like the color of it. I'm going to be ripping all of this out and replacing it with some nice luxury vinyl plank. The thing about vinyl flooring is it can get damaged really easily by water. This was already here, and so I might as well just rip everything up. Now I'll show you the living room. So this is our living room. As you can see, the floors are carpet, which I hate. The cats puke all over it. They shed all over it. I'm going to rip it out. Again, replace it with the same flooring all throughout the house so it flows seamlessly. It makes the house feel super, super big. It has some wood paneled walls, which is pretty common for the 70s. I want to keep it because I like the 70s. And I think it looks really good on camera too. What I am planning for this space, custom cabinetry all along this back wall so that I can have my desk space, drawing space, all in one, and just like shelves and shelves and shelves for all my camera equipment. We have a lot of art and random vintage things that I would love to display, but we never get to because we never have the space to. We are also going to mount this TV, and I want to build some sort of mantle over the fireplace to keep the flames from damaging our TV. All along this wall, I still have yet to decide what I'm going to do with this wall. I was thinking of having a floor-to-ceiling bookshelf library area. This is the hallway, carpeted floors like before. I hate it. This is our first bathroom. Very small, very dated. I thought initially it's very cute because it has some really cool vintage mirrors. The faucet stuff is really cool. Same with the soap holder. I don't know what kind of countertop this is, but it has like gold flakes in it, and it was supposed to match a lot of the gold hardware and the cabinetry and stuff. I want to rip it all out and replace it. Also, that toilet leaks. I'm going to figure out how to fix that all by myself without a plumber because apparently it's easy. Just a little bit disgusting. May or may not show it depending how entertaining that would be. And then if you come here, there is a secondary entryway that we currently use as storage space. This is technically our front door. The front door has a lot of cool detailing that I might want to repaint and refinish. A lot of this lighting too. The lighting all throughout the house is very dated, and I want to upgrade it with more modern, maybe smart lighting instead of a lot of these, like, what would I call these? They're not exactly boob lights. More closets. This is, I guess, the like coat closet when you come in, but we use it as my camera storage. Our bedroom. My cats like to sleep here in the afternoon instead of in their own beds. So this is the smaller bedroom of the two. The really important thing about our bedroom, I want it to be as cozy and luxurious as possible. I love these windows. I wake up at 5 o'clock on the dot every morning because the light comes up from the east and shines through these really beautiful windows with a lot of bushes, nature, and scenery. I'm thinking of painting the walls with a lime wash paint and make it really textural and cozy and nice, and maybe adding some sconce lights on the back wall. And I want to build custom cabinetry yet again for our closet. I'm really into tiny living. I'm really fascinated by how creative people get with taking advantage of vertical space. I want to make a bunch of shelves in the closet all the way up. We sold our dresser in the previous house. We're kind of living out of plastic bags right now. This is another storage cabinet. We're thinking about knocking this cabinet down, making more bedrooms and bathrooms past this wall. We technically have so much space for, but for now, it is a closet that we keep all our supplies in. I don't know if it gives anyone else the satisfaction it gives me, but I really like making these labels, seeing all of my OCD work. I don't know. Does it give you satisfaction? It makes me giddy. So now let me show you Vincent's music production studio. This is the master bedroom. I let Vincent have the master bedroom because he let me have basically the rest of the house. I am going to turn this room into Vincent's dream music studio room. So it's technically the master bedroom, so it has an ensuite bathroom, 2 closets, a Jack and Jill closet. Closet here, and a closet here. In the center of the room is the control area. I'm going to build big, beautiful acoustic panels all around the room to make this room probably the best music acoustic sounding room in all of the house. Vincent wants to keep the carpet. No, absolutely not. You can have nice vintage rugs, all the rugs. You can fill this room with rugs, but I refuse to keep the carpet. Even though this is your room, I'm going to tear out the carpet.
I told her this is my room, damn it. I want the carpet for acoustic reasons. She's like, no.
Absolutely not. So here we have all the mixing stuff, the reel-to-reel, the Tascam, have a bunch of pedals here. We're thinking of putting a guitar stand to really like box in this space. So this corner of the room is the drum area. We live so far away from our neighbors. We can pretty much beat on these drums as loud as possible and no one will care. Here in this closet we have turned it into the synth/piano keys area. It's where I will play piano and write a bunch of songs. In this closet we are going to turn into the vocal booth. It will store a bunch of amps on this side and then I'm going to put a bunch of sound foam along these walls so I can stand here and sing. Or I can do my voiceovers for YouTube videos, which is very extra to have all of this just to do voiceover for YouTube. And of course we have these lovely windows. Sometimes Vincent does his work here and when he hates his life he looks up and he doesn't hate it so much anymore. Here we have the master bathroom, the biggest bathroom in the house, average looking bathtub. What I thought was really cool about this bathroom was it has all these unique 70s style faucet hardware stuff. I initially wanted to keep it because it's really cool and unique. Like where do you see flower shaped faucets? After using it, it's not great. The shower just kind of pours water down. It wastes water quite a bit and it doesn't keep it hot very well. I'm going to tear it all out and turn it into a nice luxurious bathroom. What I would like to do is actually switch the bathtub and the sinks. On the left hand side is the side with the view. So I would like to carve out a giant window here and have a big soaker tub and turn this into a very spa-like experience. There are a lot of damage to the windows. They all need to be updated. The reason why that is because there's monsoon season here in Arizona. You get water damage everywhere, so might as well make a whole new bathroom. This flooring is the laminate flooring again. Not great because it's not great with water. I am going to learn how to tile, and I'm going to tile the floors and the walls. Probably a really nice big luxury tile. So let me bring you out to see our deck. So this is the reason why we bought this house. This amazing, amazing view of the Thumb Butte. Vincent calls it the Thumb Booty. How can you get a view better than this in LA? This is everything I ever wanted in a home. If you take the view and the size property that we're on and the size of house in LA, this property would be worth millions. We would definitely not be able to afford this place, but we can because we moved to Arizona. We did not want to compromise with the view when we came here. And we really could have had a lot of house. We could have had like 4 beds, multiple baths, but no, I wanted that view. This deck is a little bit small and a little bit old. The deck needs repainting or refinishing in general. There's some loose boards, some loose railings that I'm going to have to rebuild and replace. We were thinking about expanding the deck further that way once we do an addition and add more bedrooms to this house. The first 2 weeks we moved here, we just enjoyed the deck. Every time we were really tired from cleaning, we would just sit out here and like just breathe. I was so stressed out from living in LA, living at home with my family. It was really nice to finally have peace and quiet and to be able to sit here. I'm really happy I left LA, and I remind myself why every single morning when I look at that view. In upcoming videos, I'm going to start making improvements to this cabin. So to follow along with me as I learn how to DIY and renovate this home, make sure to like and subscribe.